Okay, here we go. Last Ship, Season 5, Episode 6. This is slowly but surely making its way towards the end. Alright, Nathan James is up and going, and the war is still moving forward. Um, at this point, it's time to invade Cuba. What could go wrong with the U.S. in sending a team to land on Cuba? It feels a little bit like retconning history, right? Because we all know how the Bay Pigs turned out. For the most part, the team is able to land successfully in Cuba, but the plane that Tom's on gets shot out of the sky. Now, if I hadn't been watching The Last Ship for the last 5 years, this might have been a big ooh moment, right? Uh, Tom should be dead. Let's just face facts. Tom should really be dead. How does this missile hit this plane that he's on, and he somehow manages to survive, end up on the beach, build a fire, and cauterize his own goddamn wound? And I know that America will save us, or straight cisgender white hypermasculine American dude will save the world is really a big overarching theme in The Last Ship, but this time they really overplayed their hand. And come the hell on. Um, Fine. They don't want to kill off Tom, or at least not until the very end of the show itself. Stop putting him in situations in which he should be dead. Stop trying to make me, the viewer, have to turn off plausible deniability, common sense, freaking logic. Stop doing this shit. It's lazy. And then to make it so the team hears of Tom's news but has to bravely carry on with the mission because that's what they do. They're Navy and Marines, and they grieve later bullshit. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. But don't put them in that position with Tom when you know you're not going to kill him off. Don't put him in peril like this, or at least unreasonable peril. Can we make it unreasonable peril? Like, have him not explode in the sky again? So, but not only does Tom not die, he meets up with the Cuban resistance and he ends up saving his own team. That's a lot for one white dude. Like, a lot. Um, for me, this is easily one of the most horrible episodes of Last Ship to date. And that's saying something because there have been some pretty bad episodes in this series. But this really crossed the line for me, and I found I couldn't even enjoy it on a token level. Then we have Tavos. Tavos, as we know, is the great villain. Uh, Tavos is absolutely paranoid, has become a dictator, and people are just being slaughtered for the slightest hint that they may be um, not 100% on board with his vision of South America. Again, I take huge issue with this. When you consider American relations with South and Central America, what Tavos is doing actually makes a whole lot of sense. And especially when you live in the real world and see what's going on today, and how the American government speaks generally about South Americans. Um, it's deeply, deeply problematic to me that they've made Tavos this murderous killer rather than this person seeking revenge rightfully for historical wrongs. So even in the balance, when the world has changed, the balance of power has changed. If South American is pushing back, they have to be a psychopath. mentally ill. There can be no justice in their crusade. Ooh, this is bad. This is absolutely for the Fox News viewers. This is for people who have no knowledge of history, who believe in American manifest destiny, in American goodness, right? American purity, right or wrong, all of these things. I find the narrative to be extremely dangerous, particularly given our current climate. And quite frankly, it's not only dangerous, it's irresponsible. It's it's irresponsible. Um, and the longer this goes on, the angrier that I get. Um, this show celebrates the American military, um, and yeah, I don't know how else to say just how deeply wrong I feel this is. We also had time to hang out with Kelsey, who we know was Alicia's former girlfriend and spy. Kelsey goes to her sister. She's kind of really run out of options and she's run out of money. She knows that the Navy and the Secret Service are looking for her. Kelsey is this messed up person at this point. So messed up that her sister is raising Kelsey's daughter as her own. Kelsey is the black sheep. My problem with this, of course, is now Kelsey is the white lady led astray by the dangerous and evil brown man, right? She thought she could make a difference, but it was because the twisted brown man got in her head that she ended up doing all these things. Oh, could it be any more racist? The corruption of white women by evil brown men with intent. Could it get any more racist? Anyway, Kelsey hangs out with her fam for a while, and she gets a text message and she flees. We haven't seen the last of this character, unfortunately, and I greatly suspect that before Kelsey finally gets the justice that's coming to her for what she did to Alicia, it's going to get even more problematic than it already is. So, we have Tom the Brave saving his own troops, cauterizing his own wounds, making steps into Cuba. We have Tavos killing everyone in sight, making his own second lieutenant nervous, ignoring when he gets called out about how far he has come, reminded about his broken Spanish and lost connection with his culture. Uh, we know it's not going to end it well for him anyway. We know. But they just twist it a little bit more by making him a psychopath and a paranoid psychopath this week at that. And yeah, so we're building to this great big showdown. That's where this is headed. Obviously between Tom and Tavos. Maybe they'll both die in the end. Maybe it'll only be Tavos. But we know where this is going. The American military is not going to lose this one. They're going to come out ahead and reconquer South America as though that shit isn't problematic as hell. And then we're all going to be expected to celebrate and cheer this. Um, I don't remember the last time the last ship made me so actively angry. I really don't remember. Um, but this to me feels like a new level, and maybe because I'm predicting that it's only going to get worse. Why I'm so disgusted now, I really don't know. But let's just say the last ship is always a little bit better when it hides its overarching agenda, and in this case, they absolutely failed.